The Umkhonto Wesizwe Party is set to march to National Treasury offices in Pretoria. In fact, they're protesting against the proposed increase in value-added tax. Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana, as I've mentioned, is set to take another jab at delivering that speech on Wednesday. His first attempt was pulled off due to disagreements within the GNU, we're told, with some parties rejecting that planned increase in VAT. We're told there's still no agreement on the table. Let's get your sense of how this march is faring. SABC News reporter Ntlantla Kgatlhane is on the ground keeping up with the party. Ntlantla, perhaps get us a sense of what the MK party itself is calling for as you help us understand the turnout at that march.
Well, thank you so much, Ayanda. Indeed, the MK party making its voice heard. We know their position with regards to what transpired last month that led to an event, one of the most anticipated events that's going to take place in the next two days, the budget speech. We know that MK was totally against the VAT hike, and now they're here at Church Square, just to emphasize on that. And they're going to be going to the National Treasury, just to make sure that, their grievances is heard. But with me, I'm with party member Mzwanele Manyi, who's going to talk to us with regards to, they gathering here and going to the National Treasury, the Reserve Bank. Dr. Manyi, thank you so much for your time. Talk to us with regards to you guys gathering here and what message are you trying to take forward?
Yeah, no, thank you very much for the opportunity. No, we're here as the MK party to submit a memorandum to two institutions. One is the National Treasury, the other one is the South African Reserve Bank. Firstly, to the National Treasury, we've got two issues with them. First issue with the National Treasury is that we're saying no to VAT. We're not interested in 0.5, in 0. Whatever. We just want zero VAT. This is the first point message I want to drive home. We're saying that there's more than enough ways in which money can be derived from the electorate, as it were, from the population of this country. One of them was saying one of the things that National Treasury should be doing, instead of squeezing poor people, one, they can deal with the issue of the illicit financial outflows, all the shenanigans around transfer pricing, all of those things. If they clamp that down, they'll be able to rake up a lot of money. Secondly, we're saying they should support this SARS. SARS is ready to collect 800 billion. Now, all they have to do is just support SARS. SARS get 800 billion, we're out of trouble. Thirdly, we're saying we have to clamp down corruption. It cannot be that we normalize corruption, everything, including fruitless and wasteful expenditure. An example of it is this thing of just aborting the presentation of the budget speech. So this executive is too loose with the fiscus of this country. So I'm saying all of these things can be nipped in the bud, and we can be able to raise the funding. We are not interested. We are not opposed to zero rating of the various foodstuff, but we are saying that is not enough. There mustn't be confusion. There mustn't be a trade-off between zero rating of foodstuff and increasing VAT, because VAT on its own, when you increase it, it's got inflationary pressures that it brings to bear. Firstly. Secondly, poor people, over and above the foodstuff that they must have, they are also exposed to other costs, essential costs like transport costs, which are VATable, issues like electricity and so on. So this thing about zero rating the food basket is really just a smoke screen. We're not interested in that alone, but they must zero rate, but it mustn't be part of the trade-off. So those are that we want to deliver to the National Treasury on the one side. On the other side, with the Reserve Bank, we are saying that the Reserve Bank, it's been on a mission basically to destroy everything that is black financial services. It doesn't matter whether you are a bank, it doesn't matter whether financial services, it doesn't matter what it is. The symbiotic relationship between the Reserve Bank, the Prudential Authority and National Treasury has been very, very, very detrimental to the life of black business people that are in financial services in this country. Itala Bank for decades has been serving the community of KZN very well. Whatever are the challenges of the Itala Bank, for them not to get a commercial license is something that could have been resolved. And this is where we're also saying the Minister of Finance, he must not come here and play this innocent person who's got no power. The Bank Act gives him all kinds of powers to make all kinds of exemptions. Two things he could have done. He could have exempted the Itala Bank from the requirements and give them specific timelines on which to comply. Because at least in Itala Bank there's no corruption, at least in Itala Bank there were no liquidity problems. So what was this big rush to try and make the lives of people miserable, as it were? Also, with the Prudential Authority recommendations, the minister in his concurrence could have ensured that the stringent measures that the Prudential Authority is imposing, he should not have concurred with that. He should have eased those to ensure that the Itala Bank survives. So we have the whole institutions here, that the whole three of them that are here to make sure that they are looking out for, is there a black financial services institution, and if it's there, they are there to destroy it. So we're here to say enough is enough. Itala Bank must not be liquidated. Itala Bank has got potential. Whatever challenges are there are not insurmountable challenges.
Another issue that I want to pose to you is the claims that we've heard in the past couple of weeks, whereby there were talks that if ANC might be find itself coming to you for a 0.75%. I mean, I know that in politics things don't stay the same for a long time. Are you willing to, at some point, find yourself working with the ANC? Or supporting it, rather?
The MK Party is very clear. We're not a box as the MK Party. We make that very clear. No 0.75% will be under any discussion with the MK Party. We're not interested in that. We're not interested in 0.5. We're not interested in any VAT increase at any situation. Working with the ANC is something else, but if the deal for them is that we must sell our people out through these VAT things, we're not going to do that. But talking to the ANC, we'll talk to the ANC. If there's a deal on the table, the MK Party will talk and we'll just see where that takes us. But it's not like we've closed doors. We are a government in waiting. We have to tolerate everybody, so we talk to everybody. Yes, we'll talk to them.
You guys are here. You're going to be going to the Reserve Bank. In 2 days, we expect the minister to take podium. Let's say hypothetically that, you find yourself not to, then what?
No, we're making this point. I've actually written to the minister to say he shouldn't do this thing that he wants to do on Wednesday. We've written to him to say must also save Itala Bank. We've also raised our issue against this thing. If they do that, they vote, we'll find a way of voicing. We'll take to the street, we'll do a mass action, we'll protest, because we would have exhausted all the legal means to do this. So therefore, mass protest is a legal means, peaceful protest, but we'll do a serious protest. Our people will come in their millions on the streets to make sure that they are not plunged into poverty under the watch of the MK Party.
Well, thank you so much, Ayanda. That was Mzwanele Manyi, one of the leaders of MK, who's here at Church Square, basically saying to us that they're just here, to convey their concern, saying that, but if this doesn't work out and all their efforts are ignored, they would have to, conduct a mass protest, a legal mass protest, to ensure that, their voices, or the voice of the party, is heard. With that being said, Ayanda, it's back to you in studio.
All right, Ntlantla Kgatlhane, live to us there from Pretoria. We'll keep up with you as you keep up with the march, but for now, thanks very much indeed.